Man, listen, we back again. It's another episode of Man, Listen, It's Free Game. Got us on in the building. The mayor, KB, my boy, Kevin and Bussey. Definitely glad to have you. Tell the people a little about yourself. We're going to get into some questions. You're going to put your feet to the fire a little bit. So go ahead and give them an overview.
First, say that I'm on the podcast, man. Which I'm doing, man, it's something big for the community. I mean, everybody got their own people that they listen to, that you can grab and so collectively, y'all bring everybody together and get a little bit more influence out there in the city. So I just appreciate y'all for having me. And I want to a little bit about myself, man. Born and raised here in South China, Washington Lane. I'm saying from the Roseville, the East Side, man. I'm just also alumni, went to serve in the military for a few years, 13 to be exact, I think.
That's a lot of few. Yeah, it's a couple of few.
Left the military, got out under discharge, and decided to go work in DC for a year. Probably would have made it a little bit longer, but my fiance was here, and so I decided to come on back. And just all the things I've been through in my life, man, I feel like an opportunity for me to come in and get involved in politics on this side of it's been a blessing just to be in the city, giving back to the city, serving the city, just doing all I can to uplift this place, man. Because it gave so much to me, man. I just want to give back to it.
Let's talk about life. We're going to go from again.
Okay.
Talk about life prior to the military. You said White Lane, South Side, you mentioned Ponderosa on the East Side. So.
Man, I tell you, man, life was you name it, it's probably going to happen. Foster care. I can tell you about, man, my mom, she was 15, she had me. She ain't knew nothing about a child. Probably the best thing she knew about a child was opening a baby that also. And then I got older sister too, so she had her when she was 12. And her when she was 15. And then, so by the time my mom was 18, she had 4 kids. She couldn't really understand. She didn't really have the education to do anything. She was a child raising children. So we ended up in the foster care system for a little while. My grandparents just felt like, no, she didn't want to see us raised differently or separately. So she fought hard for the system to get us all back. And then that's how we ended up over on Wise Baker. My mom finally tried to get herself together. Unfortunately, not well enough to get us into a better environment. We went to the projects from Wise Baker. But so I learned a lot of the projects. And I would say they don't want to be raised in that environment, it's crazy in that environment. But I learned life skills in projects.
Definitely how to be tough.
How to be tough, you know what I mean? And learn how to take stuff too, you know what I mean? Because I feel like someone in this generation, they've been through a lot, so they're kind of weak. We definitely learned a lot in the projects. And so, growing up there, Robert Baker, Ponderosa, man, it just, life, it was tough, man. I come from a family of royalty or money or nothing like that. And so we just got it out of money. You know, we learned from each other. We learned how to love each other. When things got hard and tough, my mom was in and out of jail. I remember days coming home from school and walking out the door and I'm thinking, hey, one moment. And she got locked up. Okay, you know, we're going to grandma's house tonight, so we'll be there for a week maybe. So it was constant, you know, every day was something new.
Right.
And, you know, I just feel like life is what it is. You're going to go through some ups and downs, some heartaches and pains. It's what we can do when we're down on the ground. And my mom decided to pull herself up our own bootstraps and try to fix her life. You know what I mean? Now she's teaching school, got two degrees. My sister and myself went and served in the military. Unfortunately, my brother didn't get a chance to do his great. He ended up catching a charge that gave him life in prison. So, you know, a lot of people think they know a lot about my life, they really don't. And we just keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? I take care of my brother every month, make sure that he got money on his food so that he can live the best life that he can possibly live in there. My sister's still serving. I think she's getting ready to get out. I served. I worked at the White House. I served in the military. I ran for some political seats, you know what I mean? So life is just great. It's all about the choices that you make. I could have easily said, no, let me just You just lay down and die, you know, so just
Be a product.
be a product of my environment. But I just show something different, you know what I mean? It's all about choices in life. That's one thing my grandmother always told me, so I chose to be better. I chose not to be my dad, you know, my dad is a person for the rest of his life too. So I never had a problem to teach me absolutely one thing I never known. My uncle happened to be probably the best father in my life, and he always did a good work. It's probably the thing it's close to a man that's shit taught me anything. So, you know, life is just a bunch of choices, and you just got to decide what's going to be best for you. I chose to be better. I chose to be better every day. Every day that I wake up, I choose to be better than the day before. And the truth of it is, man, I said this to a friend of mine the other day. I began to live when I exited my comfort zone. I left that comfort zone and I said, look, I'm gonna just start living. I'm gonna make some mistakes and bad choices along the way, but
You're human.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened, man. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm amongst the living. I'm grateful for this family that I have. I made a decision to raise my children ways that I wasn't raised. That way they don't have to go through the same adversity that I went through. And so here I am now with a daughter in college, 2 seniors this year. Just had my baby girl. And I'm just a father, husband,
With test brothers,
everything.
mayor.
Truthfully, I just want to be, I want to just be everything that they told me I couldn't be.
Right.
They told me I couldn't be a great father. The statistics told me that I was going to be dead by 18. So now I'm just here to prove the world wrong that don't give up on us because, you know, I can be whatever I choose to be. The one thing I never did was try to put myself up so high to say, you know, I remember they used to tell me, you can be anything you want to be in the world, you can be the president. To me, that's a false thing.
Yeah, well, definitely president.
It's less than 1% of us is celebrity. I made plans to be something that make goals and achieve goals, and I know that was
Realistic.
So when I city council, mayor, those are easy things. Those are things that affect my community. So I know that I can do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not reaching to be the president. I'm not reaching to be the governor, but I'm reaching to do things that I want to do that I know that I can achieve, and people can say, "Man, he can do what I can do." And that's how I win. Not giving those false narratives of believing that we can go become the president of the United States.
Yeah, you gotta really be cut out that cloth in order to be reaching that level. Yeah. You gotta think Robert Obama was a junior senator. A lot of people mention that. Like he was a junior senator that made president. Like, how you do that? There's some steps that you missed, you know.
I just even think about the president role. I mean,
Right. The job that you have to do.
that's like playing football and basketball, man. That's an everyday thing. You got to compete at the highest level
Every day.
Every day. If you ain't built for it, you're gonna fall. So, now I'm gonna just make some goals for myself, set some goals for myself that I know that I can achieve, and that even if I fall, it won't be so hard to get back up. You know, so that's where I am now.
Yeah.
Just trying to serve people.
I always try to, you know, people like you or who we in the community might look at as successful. I always look at you as successful, even when you was running for mayor. I didn't really know you back in the day, but when I met you, you always seemed to be a success story for me because I heard the story like, that used to be bad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, what, if anything, just like in the story, like coming up and foster care and mommy, you know what I'm saying, on both sides. Type of failures that you had encountered that you used as a step. Because I know there's a lot of, you know, failures, like things that you might have had set for yourself, you might have reached that.
Well, that's right. Man, shit, even probably back further than in high school, you know. My grandmother was just a very wise person. Man. She just always told me, set boundaries for me, like set boundaries and set goals. There were certain things and boundaries that I never wanted to cross. Being disrespectful to my mom, or getting so upset to her, cursing out, or something like that. You know, I mean, I was a troubled child. My mom was more like my sister than anyone. But one of the boundaries that I set for myself was never cross that boundary of cursing or talking bad to her or anything like that. And I crossed that boundary one time. I had a failure line, and I reached back and I said, you know what? I can never do that shit again. So I fixed that. When I was trying for me to go into the military, and I don't think my grades were where they were supposed to be for me to go into the military. I failed because I told myself by a certain time, by a certain age, I want to be out of here before I get caught. And I failed to do so, and it set me back a little bit. But it just made me that more resilient and more hungry to get what I need to get. So I think it was great. I went and I turned to school. Yeah.
So you took a path that was unorthodox even to get to. That's right.
I left the home school or the traditional school and just gave my full time and then I turned to school. I had to sacrifice there, gave my friends, football, and all that. Gave it all up to be able to focus on it. Because I also made the ultimate decision to go out and have sex.
Right.
Now here I am, 17 years old, don't know what I'm gonna do, no path, don't know anything about raising children. So now I got this responsibility that I got to. And I got a choice of being my dad, run away, or be blessed. And say, you know what, I'm fine with it. So I gave up the traditional school, went into an alternative school, did that full time. As a matter of fact, I think I also had what they call night school at the time. So I did night school as well. So I gave up everything to make sure that I can graduate in a time frame to where I can head off to the military and eventually start my career and then provide for my daughter at the time. And that was it, man. So I faced so many failures throughout my life, but the failures came from me. We were all self-inflicted. Nobody put them on me. But I learned from them. And that's what made me who I am today, man. It's something that can persevere through anything. I'm proud of my own worst critic.
Right.
I'm always, I'm thinking always 24/7 what my next step and my next move is going to be. And so there's a lot of things that have happened in life. Even in the military, I faced some adversity. I failed in some things there. But it was all self-inflicted. If I wanted to get promoted, I know I could pass the PT test. Right. If I don't go out there and I really give my all and for 30, 60 days, really put my grind on, and I didn't do that. Right. I thought it was going to come natural. And it didn't come natural. So I failed. But I seen other people get promoted before I got promoted. So it made me get back to
So before you get into life in the military, definitely want to talk about that and then get into the politics also. When and what made you decide to take the military route? Was it something that was going on in your life?
Being that child, man, and got into a lot of craziness throughout the years. The school system put me in what they call the STAR program, the Student Transition and Recovery. And that was probably the most embarrassing time of my life because they put you in black jumpsuits, cut your hair off, you got little patches in your head, and give you some of these black groups and whatnot. And 5:30 in the morning, you have to be I was middle school at that time. Then you're working up, you have to like in boot camp. Then you leave from there, you go to school, and then you walk up and down the hallways, and if you have any problems, I'm a student. That's your scholarship is right there. And so I just love the discipline. I love the opportunity of just the discipline of it. It gave me something to strive for. Something that really just stuck with me throughout my whole life. So doing it 3 years straight. Just kind of give you a nice, crazy man I was at the time. But for 3 years, I was in that program, and I just learned to love the way that it shows you the discipline, and gives you people that really truly love you. Remember, I didn't have a dad, so those guys became my dad. My mom was kind of too young to really kind of raise us and teach us anything, so it was their wives that would come in and they would teach us something. So I learned from them. So just the mere fact that I had these group of gentlemen that had military background, and they just ended up teaching me so much, embracing me as it's almost like a game. Those guys are looking for love. Those guys are looking for somebody to come in and show them the type of love that you're supposed to have growing up. And they end up teaching it to me or giving it to me, and so I love everything about the military, and I said, man, that's where I gotta go. And I regret. I wish that I could have did the full 20 years. If I could go back right now, that camaraderie that you get from putting hundreds of people together that are from all walks of life, black, white, black, brown, white,
Red, yellow.
it don't matter what it was, but I mean, just a plethora of different people coming into one day. And then you got to share the bathroom, you got to share your life with this person, going to basic training and your job training. And everybody don't get along. Everybody got different beliefs, but you learn to work together as one. And I wish that the world would take that same philosophy of putting all these group of people together. Everybody's different, but people just come in and just have that one goal of reaching towards the middle. Because that's what, I was, man, I think God can give me that discernment. I became a leader in my day. Everybody looked for me to give them inspiration or give them some type of encouragement before we go out there and do certain things. But I would always tell them, reach for the middle. We all reach for the middle and get there. It may be hard for us to get there, but you may talk different, you may look different, you may have your opinion of blacks, I may have my opinion of whites. We just always toward the middle, we can find some common ground. And that's how we got free basic training for those 180 days, I think it was. And then job training, got a little bit more difficult. We found a way to get through it. 13 years later, here I am, veteran of the United States Army, proud to be a veteran. Wish I could go back and do it again.
And that's the thing, coming up back in them days, that was kind of like, it's a few of y'all, Ali left and went home and ain't looked back. It's a few people that left. They went to the military, but it was kind of like scary. You feel me? Like, when I came in, like, that wasn't even an option. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't going to the military, you know what I mean? And that's probably like, I always say that I wish that was an option that I had, because I probably would have did that, you know what I mean? I tell people all the time, like, I really wasn't no bad person. I just was living in an environment that caused me to have to live the way that I live. Like, I ain't like to do stuff like that. So, during that time that you was coming out and you already had your mind made up from, being through that little training that you had been through. And knowing that you was going, it had to take some discipline in order for you to know that. I got to take this route in order to get to that. And you spoke on it. And that's like great. Like, explain again, like, how hard it was for you, because you had to do that yourself. Nobody wanted to say, you made your mind up that I got to go here to get this, so I can go there. Your mind was made up.
I tell you, the ultimate thing, I guess, thing that made me change everything. The whole life,
Right.
When I knew that my girlfriend at the time was pregnant, I knew I had some life choices that I had to make. And I never wanted to be my dad. I never wanted to run from my responsibility. That's my responsibility. I'm going to take it on firsthand as a man. And so, I hated my dad for a very long time. I didn't meet my dad until February 2015. He got released. I met him. I took him to probably the worst place to take him, but I took him to Hooters. Only because he had been here so long. So we went to Hooters, we ate. I found out I had two other brothers. We sat down, and we had some great conversations, and then I didn't see him for maybe 3 months. So I knew he went back and now he's up for the rest of his life. So I got a chance to meet him. Again, that was one of the things I just always never wanted to be him. Mm-hmm. So whatever I did, that was in the back of my mind. I don't want to be a failure. I don't want somebody telling me every day of my life to tell me when I'm going to eat, when they're going to turn off the lights, when you got to take a shower. Right. I never want my daughter to have a regret in her life, later on down life, and saying, man, I wish my dad was here. Mm-hmm. No, I'll be in every step of the way. Right. And so that was my ultimate, the ultimate thing that happened in my life is not having a father. And I said, you know what, I'm going to be the best I possibly can be. I'm going to hover over her all the time. She changed my life, and I tell her now, she's 18 now, and I tell her, she was the best thing that happened to me because there were some things I was doing that wasn't right. Still was a product of my environment. And I could have gotten myself to a place where I could have been here today. But when I seen her, she just changed my whole life. 18 years later, man, I can say that I raised my daughter the way that I want to raise her, the best way possible. She's a product of her mind. That's right. That's right. So now she's off in Georgia Southern University. She's first year college. And what that makes me so happy too, man. Yeah. Because it wasn't supposed to be that way. When you listen to the naysayers, sometimes they pin the face and you try to believe things they tell you. Really get the job. Will I do be successful in the military? Am I really not good enough? You know, sometimes those even teaching would say the same thing. You ain't good enough. You're gonna be just like everybody else. You talk too much, you play too much, blah blah blah. And you try to believe those things, and then you become what you believe. But I just made a conscious decision in my life, man, that I don't want to be my dad. That was it. And because of that reason, I was able to say, you know what? If I don't get these grades, I'm gonna be my dad. If I don't take care of the child, I'm gonna be my dad. And so for everything that happened great in my life, it's because I don't want to be my dad. Yes. And that was it.
That's some motivation. I got a question for you, man. It's gonna. Let me see. All right, but you turn your life around what you did. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because I know something. But you turn your life around what you did.
Yeah.
What is your outlook on the people that knew you then and they see you now? And it's gonna, like, want to look at you now, because I know you get it, because I get it. Want to look at you now and like, they're happy for you, but they're not. They only wanted you to be the way you used to be. So now that you're a whole other person, how do you deal with people that, and some of them friends you grew up with, but now they look at you like, oh, he think you better than somebody. Yeah. Knowing that they know where you come from, but because you done turned your whole life around to 360 and you're a pilot, they give you that fake love or that ill regard, like you did something to them. How do you see it?
I would probably say that I get more the good than I get of the bad.
Right.
But when the bad does come, I still have some friends that don't believe Chicken is not. He put on a front. This ain't who he really is. And to those guys, it is hard. Some people think that it's that I'm better than them. But I'm not. I'm still saying that. Nothing has changed about who I am. I still joke. I still trade. I still have fun. But from business stuff, I have to keep my business mode on. But I wish those guys would see me in a different light. But the truth of it is that sometimes those friendships are just that simple. Because the moment that you try to go back and try to hang out with those same guys or be friends with those same guys, you'll find yourself in the same situation that we see along with other artists and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, you're not the same. So you're different, money-wise, financially you're different. They're not there. So now there's competition. It's something that can cause enemies there. They want what you got. And so sometimes you just got to make that conscious decision just to say, you know what, as much as I love them, I got to stay away from them. Because a lot of my guys I grew up with aren't doing this. Still probably same mom, still a student. And as much as I want to go there, you'll find yourself doing too much to try to get there. Before you know, man, you out. You got to go home and explain to your wife why you did so much to your friend. And honestly, to be truthful with you guys, that's probably happened more times than none. Because I have a heart, and I know these guys. I know they're going to be better, but they made some choices in their life that caused them to still be a student. And so now it's like, man, I want to help them get off. I want to do business and probably get them an opportunity. I want to let me give them $100 just to, get them some food for the day, or for a week. Get them some house. And before you know it, you'll be so drained, your body starts stressing. I always tell myself, I try not to stress over anything. To me, that's nothing more than supporting the and before you know it, you're going to get poked out dead, stroke, heart attack. So anything that's going to cause too much stress in my life, I try to find a way to get out of it. You know what I mean? And so to my friends, that thing I changed, I haven't changed. I'm still the same guy. I still get a chill on my back, but I can't do everything for you.
We grown.
Got 4 girls. Got 4 girls.
I got 2 girls. No.
You know,
But and sometimes this is things that they don't understand that you still got to like that you have to do too. As much as you want to help them, if you help them, you're giving everything to them, not to them.
Stretch yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what you do.
But they're never going to understand that. You're never going to be able to please them. And no matter how much you give them, they're going to always want more. So you got to find a way to cut it off and get back to the things that really causes you joy, which is your family, your loved ones. And hope that they just understand. Hope that they get to the point where they're when their mind flips and say, you know what, they gotta have other stuff they gotta do. You can't take care of me.
Right.
I just hope that, but I face it all the time, man. Sometimes it's so disheartening, man. I remember days, sitting on the run from there. I would go home, man, and my wife was she was my everything.
That's a solid
thing. She was everything. She's the one that I can, cry on the shoulder. When I see one of my fellas, and I'm like, man, I can't help it. There's nothing I can do. I seen a couple of the boys that I really grew up with that was really near and dear to my heart walking down the street, and I couldn't do nothing for them. And so that was other thing that encouraged me to want to run for these positions, man, because I want to find ways that I can help motivate them. Because there's one of them, it's 10,000 of them out there.
That's right.
So I want to help all of them. He just happens to be the one to make me push and drive a little bit harder, but multiplied by 10 in the city, but also 60,000 people. It's so many people that struggling out there, man. I remember I did a homeless camp one time, and I would go out there chat with the homeless behind on Hill Street, right by the McDonald's.
Yeah, right on West Hill. Yeah.
Look, and those guys, they live out there. They got a deck down there as a house.
Yeah.
But they got booby traps up there as well, just in case. So I would sit there with them. I would go over by the railroad track on right by Gordon Street, by the track. It's a homeless.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And used to go out there Saturday. When I tell you, man, I was probably somebody that was out there in every facet of life. Homeless count, taking the courses and everything. I did everything. I wanted to be a mayor for the people, man. And not just the people that we see with the suits and ties, not a mayor for the people that have all these jobs. I want to be the mayor for the homeless person that was out there.
That's right.
The blue collar, white collar workers, everybody that was actually trying to, just the little kids, just to give them hope. I've been in those places, so I know where I can remember I don't remember the lady's name. I was young, but she wouldn't feed me. She wouldn't really do anything to me, man. I think she just didn't receive that check. And I felt it, even as a child, I felt that feeling of here just to get a check and you just sit on the sideline and I'm just going to make everything beautified and everything come around.
Yeah.
So, I just want to always see people happy, man. I just feel like you only get this one opportunity in life. And everybody has that time. It's inevitable for them to leave this earth at one point.
Most definitely.
And so I always just wanted to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to live. Because I just told my wife the other day, man, or today, we decided we're gonna go to the commercial market and we're gonna gas up the truck and put $80 in there and ride up. We're gonna decide not to leave. And all it is just
spontaneous.
I'm gonna go sit in a hotel for $139 for the night. We don't go just eat at this but some of the people out there that don't get a chance to even think that far. I used to be there, trying to pitch pennies and trying to figure out, if we can't get this happening or if we get it, we're gonna split it between the two of us. So I just want people to be able to get a chance to live, man. That's why when I ran from there, I get $25,000 to be there. None of that money was ever gonna touch you. $25,000 to be there, and so. Life is good to me. I've made some right choices in my life. That 25,000 was going to be sitting in the bank that first year. And then when these guys come around, when you see Southside Rec, and you see Boys and Girls Club, when these people come and say, man, I like we got to do this. I got money right here that I can now go and give to them. Because right now, those guys don't get any kind of grants. They don't get lots of opportunities to build onto their organization. So that was my reason for running, man. And the hardest part was trying to convince people that Kevin is not who Kevin is.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you, when I seen you, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I seen your thing on the ground for the first time, I pulled over and I just was laughing. Hey, what's so funny? I was like,
I remember that.
Like, man, this dude came a long way. I wasn't laughing I'm laughing like, If that dude can run for mayor, like, now you know what like, but I mean judge about it. Oh, but life running. Yeah, I'm definitely proud of you, man. You're a walking testimony.
But so, people read the book, man. I see you can't know the book.
Mm-hmm.
You got to read every chapter. You know what I mean? Most people don't want to, they want to get to the back and try to find out what I was explaining. But read through the chapters to find out what a person is going through. Or you can't just jump in the book and go to chapter 7 and say so.
Yeah, because you missed a lot.
So you got to know what the person is going through to get to the place where they are, to see where they're trying to get to. And so, my book is not finished being written. You know what I mean? I just feel like there's a lot more opportunities out there for me. I've done some of the layer work to get my name out there. That's the biggest part, is getting your name out there. And then people know that you are a qualified candidate for whatever you're trying to run.
So I did a favor.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to get this in. Anxious. You expound on a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
A whole lot.
Like open book, transparent.
Keep up with it. And you said a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna bet you back on what Tim said. You had all these things that against you. Your mom, your father, you got your foster care. Then you're your trouble child going to school. You turn what we looked at in school, STAR program, as a negative into a positive. I don't even think we can do the STAR program anymore. But we about you, man, listen to this free game. You just gave us a lot of free games. So, what type of free game, or can you knock on those doors or go to those schools, or those alternative schools where you got these trouble kids that going through the same situation you went through, probably in the same circumstances, lost, but decide to take, I'm gonna take this program that they say for the bad children, but I'm gonna use it to my benefit, turn it to positive, get into the military, take care of my family. Like, I want you to expound on, what would you tell those kids that they got right up this high at the office, or they in alternative school? What would you go in if they gave you an opportunity to speak to these children under the same circumstances you went through? And you run for mayor, because he laughing about it, because he like, well, you don't came a long way. Because people, and we talk about you, they have to believe something. So you obtaining it, going through it, and we seeing you now, saying what you just said.
It's easy.
They'll look at you as a success story.
I can do a show. A lot of us are doing great and wonderful things in the community, but we're not going back. If we go back, that's all they need to see. Then they can hear us. Because the first thing you got to do is build that rapport. So I'm glad you said that. I used to go down to the Horn Center. Feed them, be a part of the cafeteria group that day and feed the kids. Try to build a rapport with them, walk around, talk to them. And the truth of it is that they just want to see somebody that cares and appreciate them and tell them that there's somebody and that their mistakes are so detrimental that they can never recover from. And that's why you just got to see it. They need to see you first, and then they need to hear from you. And just having that heart talk with them. And the truth of it is, you can't show up with the towel. They can't see. They can't see A to D. They just need to get from A to D, and we can work on the way. And so when I was talking to those kids, man, they were just happy just the fact that I showed up. Happy the fact that I just came in and just sat down with them as a normal person, sat down at the lunch table. I built that rapport with the leadership that they okay for me to come in there and just have a sit down with them. And so that's what I was talking about, is just to go in there and just have that sit down. And you're not going to reach all of them. That used to be the hard part for me, is feeling like, man, I want to go there and reach all of them.
Everybody.
But you may only get that one or two.
Yeah,
and if you get that one or two, fire off with it, and maybe come back and try to get the rest of the way. These kids just need to know that they care, that people care about them. And you got to understand, man, I think about my mom. My mom wanted to be the best mom that she could, but she didn't know how to be a mom. I can't hold that against her for the rest of her life. And some of these kids got that same problem. You know, what were we going to eat when mom went to jail? We had a band together, and my brother and my sisters and everybody, we came together, we made each other some noodles, and my older sister would make sure everybody was taken care of, and then until my grandma could come over and get us and be polished or whatever. But it's a lot of kids facing way more now, early on, than, you know, and they just need somebody. And the truth of it is, the parents need help too. these single parents, it's kids having kids. And
That's right. And it got worse and worse. Yeah.
I try to give back just by being present. If I can be, now I can't give everything. But my heart's big, man. Nobody will ever be able to tell you outside my wife how many days I go home and just, I'm all, man, because I see myself in these kids all the time. The trouble kids, the bad kids, and no matter how much you talk to them, it's harder now than when it used to be. I can probably talk to a child and they can believe that they can be whatever they want to be. Now I can tell them that. And
they don't see it.
it's a different child, it's a different mindset, it's a different generation. And I always tell myself, I can't reach everybody. Tim can reach some. That's right. My man can reach some. Every time, everybody can reach somebody. You know what I mean? And we just got to get a collective group of people that get out there and do that.
Yeah.
The villages,
It's gone.
the village is gone. I don't know what we can do to get the village back because the truth of the matter is the village is scared.
I don't know what to get the village back. It's like you said when you went to that school, you just got to start.
Oh, yeah.
But the first place you got to start is people who care.
Yeah.
Yep, real. And you can't have these ulterior motives.
Yeah. I used to get, I remember after I left from there, I took some time off. I needed it.
Yeah.
Nobody really know how much you
Yeah.
So for another part, you hear a lot of people say, well, where's Kenny West down?
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta remember, as much as I love and care about the community, I also about the family that I got.
And I got stuff.
And remember, 18-year-olds, these jokers are, I got girls, these girls are looking for boyfriends. They're making mistakes in life too. And so now I got to say, you know what? I got to put them off to the side for now. As much as I love these people, I got to be a father.
That's right.
I got to take care of these kids. I got to make sure that they're not making detrimental decisions that's going to cause them to not have everything they want in life. And so, I always tell people, if you're not all the way in it, don't start. Because these kids, I know when I was growing up, I can read you before you even get started trying to think about life. I can find out whether or not you're just here for the day, if you're here for some publicity stuff, if you're here for some political stance.
Right.
I can feel it. I'm gonna be reserved. I'm gonna push you off.
That's right. They can tell if they don't think.
Oh yeah. So if you're not all the way in it, and you're not gonna be in it all the way, don't start it because you'll do more harm starting than stopping than you would just sitting back and say, you know what, I'm gonna get in this time.
So when I say start, I mean right here, like this is where you start. Like we ain't gonna go and start making this. I'm a criminal justice major.
Yeah.
So in criminal justice, the first initial thing you do is called it's initial contact. When the police come, they have to make initial contact, find out exactly what's going on before they start making their line up on what decision to be made. First, they got to do is make initial contact. So now, when you make initial contact in this situation, what you're speaking of is, or what I'm speaking of is, to get started, you start putting people around you so that Bussey don't have to be, that's right, so Bussey don't have to be here every day. When you got people like Toddy, Med, and whoever else that you decide to bring with you, that these children gonna also, they might not be Bussey, but Toddy got something to say too. You feel me? Ahmed got something to say too. And if everybody is able to spell Bussey, well, you got to go home, man, and be able to, and know that the machine gonna continue to run. You feel me? And it ain't gonna break down because Bussey in here. Like, oh, I don't want to talk, because Toddy got a similar story. Man got a similar story. I got a similar story.
That all sounds great, and that plan can be. I know that plan can work.
Right.
The problem is if Ty say, "Shoot, man, my Bussey got great. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Start my home."
Yeah.
And then you say, "Man, I'm just my home." Before you know, we got 10 organizations
Doing the same thing. Yeah.
We can all just come together and decide.
That'll be ourselves.
So that's how we make real changes. Getting rid of that
competition.
This mindset,
Yeah.
and just saying, you know what, together there's one goal, and we're going to strategize first, then mobilize.
That's right.
A lot of times we just want to mobilize. I think we had an event, we had a couple of incidents take place in the city. We gathered together down at and we all came in there, and I was upset because we didn't strategize. We were just ready to go out there and mobilize, but you got to take time to figure out what and identify the problem first.
Yep.
Once we identify the problem, now we got solutions that we can make, and then we go out there and mobilize. And so I can guarantee you from that, I didn't go back to the second meeting. I can guarantee you from that first meeting up until right now, ain't nothing to do.
Yeah, I mean, making a plan if you ain't, I mean, it's almost relevant.
Yeah.
It just sounds like, it's like going from, you don't know where you're going.
Well, I think that's when you can tell the think from the phone.
That was my next question, like, dealing with these kids, you know what I mean, so we got got a lot of similarities. You think in this generation, being more hands-on, like you said, how it in the village,
Yeah.
I personally think the village is gone because of a lot of people not being real, but I also think social media make a lot of kids not believe in themselves because they look at what they think is other people's real life and they compare it to theirs. So how do you get kids to deviate from knowing that social media is not real? And we know it's not real in different areas, but to them, it really it weighs in and matters so much. It like really plays into their mental. Like a child can have all the tools in the world, but let's say he lives in a society or whatever. He might be on Facebook see this other kid he go to school with, post all these good pictures. You know, he got drawings and blah blah blah. And not knowing he lived with dad, you know, whatever the case, but it looked so perfect. So he looked at him like, well, I ain't never be nothing, you know, look wild like that. He got all the tools. So how do you deviate these kids from that? You think social media have a lot to do with the village, not being a village?
Yeah, it's just way of the world. That's one thing that I have not been able to master. We're talking to the kids. It's been able to decipher what's real from fake, and I think it's hard because even my children do it too, and they may not be, you know, like others, but they believe everything they see on TV, everything they see on TikTok. TikTok has now become the Facebook.
Yeah.
TikTok is everything.
I know.
They learn from a 30-second clip of a video, which, you know, what we may be trying to tell them for hours and sit down, we really learn from just that. And so I think now that we can get to them, just make sure that we get to the influencers, you know what I mean, to make sure that the influencers are being real and true to them, because that's what they're learning from. It's not us anymore. I can go talk to the kids that they blue in the chase. It's just a different generation. A few years back, I could talk to a kid, and all I had to do was just to get them emotional. I can hit there at one point, you start seeing tears fall down. Then I know I got them. Mm-hmm. Now I can talk to them, and it's like it's stone. They don't feel it, and it's sad. And so now we just got to find a way to get to the influencers, the people that really listen out to them. I believe that I couldn't get. There's certain people in the city that you can't touch when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
These people, they're not going to vote if they give you $100 a day, they still ain't going to vote. I remember I went on New Hudson Street, and people was looking at me like, why you New Hudson Street? People that can't vote, won't vote, but it's still a people.
Yeah.
So you got to go to you still got to go to the people that you can find a way to influence. I may not can get all of them, but I know one person that maybe needs to get to them. And I think I take that back to the same effect to the kids. You got to find out who they listen to and talk with them, and they have to be the ones to do it. Yeah. I guess we're the old school OGs now. We ain't that old. I mean, you got the old OGs and you got the new OGs, and unfortunately, we just got to go find somebody down there to reach these kids and build a rapport with them. I remember when I was running, I wanted to meet with game notes. Mm-hmm. I wanted to meet to the head of the game notes. So these are people too.
Yeah.
And they have the influence and the voice of the people that we're trying to stop with the shit.
They got more.
They got more voice. Let me reach out to them to find out what is it that we can do to work together. Now, most of them ain't gonna come to you because
They can't.
But I gave that opportunity so that we can reach out to them. You know, a lot of things to stop in the city of else. You're gonna have to reach out to the people that they listen to most. And unfortunately, it's not us.
Mm-hmm. It's their little box.
It's everyone. So let's reach out to them. Again, that village, it's scary. I know. I mean, I went to Bussey one time. I swear this 11-year-old boy was totally heat. You know, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you know, I would not be myself if I don't walk to the shop and say something. But the truth is, the transparent is that I was fearful if I say that
He might shoot you.
he may come out. And I think so it's a lot that's going on in these kids' minds that we just can't reach them. We have to find somebody that can reach them. And the truth of it is that it don't have to be like some of the stuff that's been going on. It's just been creeping up into where it is now to where we can't do anything. We should have tried to stop when we was back there when mom and dad had us okay, you know, pointing and hearing cuts. You know what I mean? I know a lot of families be having their kids in cuss words.
Until they get to that age, you can control it.
Now you can't control it anymore. So,
And they have disrespect.
yeah.
So with the success and the impact that program had on you now,
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
took the word yeah. I was gonna ask you would you advocate for
That kind of.
a similar program? It don't have to be the STAR program. It can be something
Well,
that correlates with some of the same morals, principles, and values that you learn. Would you advocate get a team together and get a program so you, like you said, you can stop and get into some schools, start touching them kids while they're young before it gets too late. Before they get out of there.
the transparent moment, man, that's something I've been working on now for the last few months. Since we had that meeting that time, I can't say everybody. We, in this generation, I don't want to just skip over a generation, but we got to go back and try to grab these youthful kids, elementary kids, before they get to a point where we can't.
Got control, yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to leave it to others to take care of those middle school and high schoolers, but for that elementary, I'm going to hopefully have that STAR program back up and running in the city of Roswell. That way we can try this to try to eliminate some of the issues before it gets to that. I've been working on that now for about a month, just trying to see what kind of grant money is out there for it. Because I can't just do it by myself, but I should see if we can get the grant money, which will also open up opportunities for people to get a job. So kind of come back full circle. I don't know what took place last time when we was here live at Memphis, but I'm trying not to go through the school system that way that we don't have to follow up on the rules and guidelines for the school. But when I was in the military, I was an instructor as well. I had a chance to be an instructor, and the way that you fix things is you have to break them down and build them back up. And some of these kids got to be broken all the way down. And we got to do our best to try to build them back up in the best way possible. But I am going to do my best to bring the STAR program back. It may not be Coach Star. I believe it's already
Right.
and everything, but I'm definitely going to do something. So my plan is to get with the Air Force Base and see what they can do to be able to help. Maybe give us some space out there. We just need some space just to do our thing, do what we need to do to get these kids. I'm advocating for a bus, that way we can get them to and from school. The only difference that I will do that we didn't do there is you got to take them home every night. I don't want you to go home. Because probably it defeats the purpose if I'm going to
Send you back to the process.
send you back to the same problem. Allow the purpose of it, allow you to do whatever. So I need to keep it for 30 days. You know what I mean? And I think maybe that 30 to 60 days, and then that also alleviates you from giving it, going to the YNT, the detention center. I want to keep it from going there because that is nothing more than a way to start the process of the pipeline.
It's institutionalized at an early age. You just don't know it because you're not technically in handcuffs, but that's exactly what it
Just
is.
imagine if we can get that process going, how many young men and women will have the same mindset that Kevin Bussey had and say, you know what? I think I'm gonna do the military right now. I think we got now we stop in the prison pipeline, we stop in the homeless pipeline, we give the kids an opportunity to go and serve this country, put some money in their pocket, and maybe you throw them 4 or 5 years and maybe get a job. And then hopefully we get an opportunity to get a free education too. So I just think that's just one area that we can help fix it. And everybody got great ideas. We just got to be able to put all these ideas together, and we can save this community. I know that, no doubt in my mind.
So now I'm gonna go back and I'll come back to that. So when you was talking about, you know, I don't know how religious we are here, but I know it's a verse in the Bible, in the 3rd chapter, book of Ezekiel, when they was talking about the dry bones in the valley. Yeah. And so, and that kind of similar to what you said, like I can't reach all the children, but I know it's somebody in the middle that's able to reach the children. So when he talked when the Son of Man went in the valley and started speaking to the bones, and he went back and said, I had spoken to the bones, but the bones never responded. And so God said, don't speak to the bones no more, besides for the winds. So the guy that's in the middle is the winds. You above the guys in the middle. You're the mayor. I don't care what somebody say. I'm always, you know that, but you're the mayor, so you can talk to these guys that's in the middle who can now talk back to the guys that you can't reach. That's right. That they probably connecting again, right? So that's how we do it, and that's how I always view the village being rebuilt. Kind of like I was talking earlier about the wildcat tradition and how it's gone. That tradition might be gone. It's time to create a new tradition. So now everybody gonna torture this guy, don't give him the opportunity. But these children are responding to him.
I tell you, man, these guys are going in so many areas.
That's right.
That many don't see just from the outside.
That's right.
A depleted touchdown club.
They ain't got the funding. Right.
So a lot of people don't know. You get that budget every year.
Mm-hmm.
It pays or it costs to have these kids go and stay in a hotel for a day. You're talking about 100 something players that got to get a chance to. So the school is not paying for having that. It's the touchdown club. It's your support. It's just the donation. It's the parents and the community that puts this money together that affords them to be able to go stay. That's why Brooks County doesn't have so much opportunity to go stay in hotels and get fed every day, hot meals, morning and afternoon. It's because you have your touchdown club. So you have a depleted touchdown club that don't have enough members to put the team together, to be honest with you.
Right.
But here it is now, these guys won by bringing life back to the community. So now we got the increase of touchdown club membership. We got donations coming in. We got bodies in the seats now. Almost 8,000, $12 tickets. You can feed those kids. I mean, there's so much they have going in. Just the mere fact that you turn the whole program around. The program was done. So getting rid of the coach when he's done so much in just a 1 year span is just ludicrous to me. We got to give him a chance, got to give him an opportunity. And the truth of it is that these kids are winning because this coach cares.
They believe.
And it's bigger than football.
And it's bigger than football because the thing is, these guys are going to play at the next level.
That's right.
A full ride. I don't care whether you're going to a 2 year or 4 year college, you see a full ride. And that's going to benefit you later on down the road when it's time for you to compete against these jobs, these Fortune 500 companies, these human resource positions, or whatever the case may be. It's because, and I'll start right here, because Felton brought in guys that, all these college, I think every game has at least 2 or 3 scouts. So he's done his job. We might not have seen the victory home with the championship, but we definitely seen the victory with these kids getting an opportunity to play at the next level.
Winning again.
Think about it, man. Sometimes these parents are not as actively involved as we want them to be.
Right.
But then I see these kids playing football, and I see the parents out there, I see the grandparents out there following someone into. I mean, it fixes a whole lot of things to change the dynamics of their life. And so I see all of that happen on football, on the side of football by being a touchdown board member. And I hear these stories, I see these parents, I see these parents that might, or grandparents that might not have been actively involved, but now they're at every game. They put on a t-shirt, they grew up playing child, and that does something to a child psychologically. So now that child feels like I got family, I mean, I got someone I can go home and talk to and interact with and whatever the case may be. So, man, I think we're winning in way more ways than just on the football.
So that's the recreation of the tradition again. It's a new tradition. It's not nigga I don't know.
It's a
new tradition. That's right.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude.
Yes.
He's building on his own tradition.
That's right.
These kids, I can remember a few years ago when them kids didn't care nothing about whether they were going to put on that back.
They didn't care nothing. They were running all type of mad. I ain't about hospital. I came about hospital. Like, I ain't never seen a person on the Wildcat sideline with a round shoulder. I was like, what the world? You feel me? Like, that was like I heard of it. I saw it all night. I was like, oh, and this man on the Wildcat.
So he's building a legacy now. People say, I'm a player like that.
He's building his own legacy.
Yes, it's easy to go out and say what you're gonna do, but to show that love and appreciation that you got for these kids. I think I know the game when Mike went down and he went out there on the field and prayed for him. That's something that you really don't see in high school football. But he cared enough to take that moment before they stretched him out there, get him out on the stretcher, just to pray with him. And I guarantee you, it didn't stop there.
Yeah.
After that game, I'm pretty sure he checked in all the time. Maybe went out to the hospital after the game. He has shown, he made a promise to them when he first got there. And I think he fulfilled that promise and still fulfilling it to this day. He's going to be with them 24/7. He's going to get them all the opportunity to go higher. All I need for you to do is just show up. And I think those guys showed up. They showed out this year. Didn't win in the way that we wanted to, but we won in way more ways off the field. And I think this is just the beginning. We don't like get rid of it. This is just the beginning. It's the first year. So just imagine what the second year.
What he gonna build? Let's see what he built upon. And my thing is to go back to that's what I mean when I say that we got to find even off the field and in life that we got to recreate. It was once upon a time that you can go to the neighbor house and get some shoes. Nowadays, we don't know who live next door to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we moving. We don't got that. We don't have community.
It's all about me.
Yeah.
Man, I know that ain't word, but that's what
Yeah, it's the word now.
I copyright that.
Nihilism. But we lost that community. We don't got, well, our grandparents knew about community because everybody knew everybody on the street. My grandparents stayed on Mary Street. Now, Mary Street is go from the east side all the way to the west side. But on that east side, my grandma knew everybody on that street back then. So nowadays, and we don't got that sense of community no more. Like, if we see little man out here in the road, like somebody might say, you better not say nothing, you know, because your daddy be tripping.
Yeah.
But you out here in the road, you can be able to get your butt. You feel me? Right. Nowadays, we don't have that.
Well, yeah, I think that's the role of social media. Social media has taught and told these kids what you can and cannot do.
It made a whole lot. Like, back to what he just said, like, I remember probably about 4 years old, 5 years old. This is what I mean by community. We stayed on Little Street, and this is right off West Street, right by the radio. I'm maybe 4 years old. You know, like this back then, they remember we used to have screen doors. So, you know, I got two older brothers and cousins. So, you know, it's before we see kids. They bigger than this, they going in and out the screen door. Well, at this time, I know I couldn't get on the screen door, so I put a chair at the door, really got a broom, and pop the lock off the top. You know, while they're playing the Nintendo, I don't open the screen door and climb. You got like, this is like 4, 5, 6 steps. So they don't even know I'm out the door and pop it. And climbing down to, you know, so I'm small. So I'm climbing down. Just so happened, my next door neighbor, which is my James Scott, his cat. I'm walking in the middle of the road, like, you know, 4-year-olds walking like this. She in her house, her porch, ran out there and picked me up out the street, went back from my door, telling my mom, she said like I was about 4 years old. But I was like, nowadays you do that, you go all right by you. And I still think until the day, had she not did that, I wouldn't have made it as 8 or 9. I'd be gone. You know what I'm saying? But like, stuff like that, like, a village, it's all our kids, man. To me, it's simple, like, it's not about your birth child, but the same child is your child, period.
Yeah, that's so when you were talking about, well, you and me were talking about how social media has overwhelmed our children. And I always sit back, you know, I'm thinking like you, I always asking some things. I always sit back and I be trying to think of stuff like, the thing is, what I see respectfully is that we get overwhelmed with negativity. Feel me? So that's all we see, like, all through your timeline. Like me personally, I probably got like 200 friends on Facebook, and I be deleting people on there, because if you got fighting and all that, come on, hey, man, I be booming you too. So, we overwhelmed with negativity. So, I think, like he said, is it a way that you can deter or push the children away from certain stuff. Like, you ain't gonna take them away from social media.
Nah.
What they gonna have to start seeing this stuff on social media that,
Well, I think we gotta get to a point where we give it social media when the mind is mature enough to handle whatever's gonna be on it.
right?
I'm seeing now 8, 9-year-old kids with cell phones, social media platforms, and even the parents giving newborn children their platform because all the psychological thing of believing that my child can hit it big, or I'm trying to live.
Yeah, they got a lot.
What he said, the mouth over there looking through your child.
And then so you trying to get them with the most likes and most followers as a newborn child, and then hopefully by the time they get 6 or 7,
Everybody knows.
the new lady,
Yeah.
the new girl that came out. So I think we gotta make sure as parents that we giving our child the things when their mind is mature enough. My children didn't get social media until and then probably something when they get it then, but they got it once they got they wanted it in middle school. They asked several times when they get in middle school, can I get a TikTok, can I get a Snapchat? And they're like, no, because there's no way I can monitor what you're doing on those social media platforms. Or if somebody on there is trying to do something to talk to you in a way that I would approve of. So, as a parent, we got to make sure that we hold them back from giving it to them until they're ready for it. And then even high school, I think sometimes, maybe 11th grade, I think maybe around that time when you're ready for social media.
Cause that's the world wide web. You know what I mean? Like,
And it's gonna teach you everything. It's gonna teach you everything that we ain't teaching you, or it's gonna modify things that we have taught you. If we told you to, straighten up, fly right, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna get us. My daughter, I started from the bottom, and I made the conscious decision that I was gonna go out there and buy me build me a house in this great neighborhood. And I'm saying to my children, they're gonna love this. They're gonna say, man, this is great and wonderful. My youngest child, she said, she seen on social media, she said, now you got a 35, almost 4,000 square foot home, living in a beautiful subdivision. I'm thinking, this is life. We made it. She's like, Dad, can we get a house with upstairs, or can we get a house with this? Can we get it? Because what she seen on social media is what she felt that we should have.
that's the
That
reality.
ain't good enough for me. I want something bigger. And so we just gotta make sure that we give it to them when they're ready. I think right now, especially in our coaching and in our mindset, is if somebody has got it, I got like my child can be going over our TikTok at 10 years old. We gotta get out of that mindset and say, no, she ain't ready for TikTok right now. You know your child better than anybody else. And that's where you get the managed shooter, that's where you get the mindset of a child, you start seeing him twerking, and he's starting in a video, they'll be twerking somewhere.
That's right.
And you get blindsided by it because another parent came to you and told you, hey, your child is out there twerking on TikTok or social media. So we just got to make sure that we're making a conscious decision and give it to them when it's time. Not trying to hold it back from them for life, but just make sure that they're ready.
It's a time and place.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking, Benji background, what he said, because, when we was growing up, and it's not a compare times, but, they're more easy to get out of line, because when we was younger, you had to physically see it. Someone had to show you that, you had to sneak and see it, with your own eyes. They can see everything that we saw at some say from, I'm gonna say 8 to 15, everything we saw, they can see, now I can say it in 30 seconds by a phone. It's just amazing to me, my son is 6, he got a tablet. I'm not buying my son no phone until he's a teenager. And that's only but I see it all the time where a child 8 years old got a 14 Pro Max. But to me, it's mind-boggling, so are you a parent or you a follower? Because what people do now, it's monthly see, it was always important people did what everybody do. But now that you got social media, it's the parents don't even have brains no more. And that's no disrespect to nobody. But it's monthly see, monthly do, you think about it. If you don't have no boundary for your child now, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we know the words run on TikTok. But if you don't just think about it this way, if your child is 8 to 15 and they can look at anything on the phone, whether you got restrictions on the phone, but they can look at anything they want to, how long do you think it'll be before the next thing that comes, whatever it may be?
Next way.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was always taught, it's just like putting on a pair of shoes. I'm wearing a size 8. You give me a size 12, there's no way you're gonna be able to tell somebody that they gonna be able to tell this shit too big for me. You can't feel like they put on Tim shoes and be like, nah, elementary shoes. Anybody with, you can tell I don't like no lemon that. It ain't gonna look right. So the kids go through the same thing, they see stuff, and that's what makes them, I feel like, get out of control, because they think in their mind, well, I know what this is. It's just like seeing something and experiencing it. Like when we went through our little phases, like first get with a girl, you know what? You had to go through that. So when the kids see it now, that's why the kids, that's why they have it younger and younger. Because they see it at an early age and they're mentally not ready for it. But some of them physically, you know, but they're growing, but they ain't ready for it until it's too late. They look back, you made a mistake on social media.
I wish that one thing that we can do is that the society is change the narrative. You know, Gucci. Gucci is nothing without my culture.
Yeah.
Putting that Gucci on.
That's right.
That's when it becomes the money. That's when everybody want to go get it. And that means, I mean, that's Jordan, that's everything.
Yeah.
I wish that we could change that narrative and we get more creative with our children and have them come up with something that we start putting on, you know what I mean? And give them that. As opposed to giving, I look at Gucci and it's 80% of black people wear Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at the bottom of the total pole as far as finance.
Yeah, you know, our dollar is the most valuable dollar.
That's crazy.
Because we consume.
Because we consume, right? So whenever we spend that money, it's going to go up.
Yeah.
And that's why they advertise so much to us. And I wish that we could just get it in our children's mind. I wish they would have did it to us when we were growing up too. But just to say, look, man, I remember Ricky Tiki. We went to school where he used to
Design
design clothes and everything.
Yeah.
But he didn't see it go to where nobody was going to prosper from it, so he just let it go. But if he just would have stuck to it, I think he could have done it. And I wish that we get to a point where we can get our kids in an entrepreneurial mindset and say, look, I can create.
Yeah, you don't have to be, like you said, like, get out of the follower mindset and teach your kids that it's not what you got or who it's everything you need. You already got within you. We don't, but as a couple, we don't teach our kids that. That's why your kids want to be everybody but themselves. You got, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got few parents that do that. Like, for the most part, it starts at home. I don't care who your favorite entertainer, rapper, NBA player, whoever you like on TV. You gotta have a parent let them know, hey, that's entertainment, but this is who you are.
You know, there's no knock to the parents because you know, transparently, man. There's no book that shows you how to be a good parent.
Right.
It's really just all by mistakes that you made, the adversity of being a parent that teaches you what to do and what not to do. That's why I know with my older kids, I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to teach them. I didn't know how to push them until an area where they can be successful. I just tried my best. Right. But now with my baby girl, it's like,
You know, learn about it.
I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a trial and error type situation as parents. I know most people don't like to hear people blame parents, but we got to call a spade a spade.
Nah, maybe they won't be on you for saying that.
They're going to get on you.
You know what I mean? I say that, like, he top, I feel bad. No,
But it's not a bad thing. I want people in the
it's honest.
I want them to understand that it's just not a book that comes with it. We have to take accountability for what we've done and what we didn't do. I listen, so every night, we have dinner at the dinner table.
Family together.
Family. It's my moment to where I can influence, I can educate, I can give knowledge, give them.
So family time.
That's my family time, and they can take some of that, and they may leave the table, you know, with something, and some they may just block it out.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my best. But no one can talk about that. That's something that I implemented in my household. And so it's no book on how to parent, but I have to take accountability for any time that my daughter goes out there and do anything. My son go out there and simple and he does something crazy. I got to take accountability for that. I can't push back as a parent and say, "Oh, y'all don't know how tough it is." No, I do know how tough it is.
That's what we do. We don't want accountability, and I make people think you think you better than them. Like, you gotta be held accountable.
But I got to also understand that I can't be so naive to think that I know everything.
Yeah.
Tempted me to come and say, "Bro, I would probably do this way." You know what I mean? Not saying that you're doing it wrong, but you know, it's all about how the type that you do.
Yeah.
But our culture is not as receptive to criticism.
Yeah.
And so we got to be able to receive some of that criticism and say, you know what, That's on-spot correction.
That's called, they call it hating.
Yeah, you're right.
I got one.
So now, I guess we kind of in the same generation, maybe not a little bit ahead of y'all. But see, I came up like that. Like everybody had to eat at the same time. I came up like that. Like that's how I went in my mama's house. Like she cooked and everybody just sitting down.
She big plate.
That's why she everybody played, and it was not us. So we was eating at the same time every night, and like you said, that's a lost art because that was the time that you had to spend with your children and to be able to share whatever. Let everybody else share what they days was like.
All that worry about where you at.
That's right. I know where you at.
You ain't take it.
That's right.
So I think we got to get back to parenting 101. And there's no such thing as hovering over your child too much.
Yeah.
My child is 18 years old, but I'm always going to wait at what you're doing. I'm not going to know everything you're doing because you are a female. And
Yeah, you gotta do something about it.
I build that rapport with her to where she feels comfortable, even at 18, still coming and saying, hey, dad, or, right now she's in college, she'll text me, dad, I'm just getting ready to go to a party, just letting you know where I'm at. Sometimes, that's a lost art, because we don't have that relationship with our children. So we just gotta find a way to deal.
That tradition.
That generational gap that everybody speaks of, that's a big gap.
And you got to feel it.
Even with my children, with my daughter, I got 4 girls, 2 of them, 1 son, and I got 4 that's, good, and I got 1 that's she finding her way, and she gonna find her way, and I believe that. But the thing is, having conversations with each and every one of these different personalities. I'm my young child, 25 years old. So just to have these conversations with a 25, you're like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, what did you just say? But
we gotta get out. Our culture needs to get out of the mindset of, oh, when you get 18, you out my door.
right,
Now you put a child out my door
And expect.
no experience, been parented and supported their whole life, and we just, but it's our mindset and our culture.
That's how we was raised.
yeah,
But at 18, that child is just
still a child.
Still a child. So, even up to 24, to be honest with you, because it's
You gotta give them time.
it's never that time. Allow them to develop mind, let the rope off a little bit, loose a little bit. But the truth is that you're never going to get done raising your child.
You see each
The
other.
rest of your life.
So right now, I may not need my mother financially, but I still need her support. I need her wisdom. I need her.
I need them out.
Certain, certain things I haven't been through in life that I may need from her. And I tell you, man, that's the one thing that I preach to every male child that I talk to is your mother is your queen. No matter how many mistakes she made, no matter how many times she stepped on it and didn't do or wasn't there, she's your queen because without her you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, never your job to judge a parent.
That's that boundary. Because you never know what they went through. I used to remember my mom being in the bedroom crying at night.
Yeah.
And then I go to mom, you all right? She cussed me out. And I'm thinking, what's she cussing me out? I'm trying to just check on you. But I don't know 5 minutes before I walk in there whether she was just praying to God to say, God, I'm gonna feed my child tomorrow or
Whatever.
you know what I mean? And so we never know what our parents are going through. And so I always tell those kids, only that one boundary you can't cross. It's always protect and always see about your mom, see your queen. And if you can do that for her, you do that for your wife too. And that's building that generation.
That's right. And in the Quran, it teaches you that you should honor your mother 3 times. 3 times straight. So when the student came to the teacher and asked, who do I honor after God? And he said, you honor your mother. And then he said, who after that? And God said, honor your mother. And then he said, who after that? He said again, honor your mother. And then he said, who after that? He said, honor your father. So he said, honor 3 times. And he said, your daddy. I don't know if I ever saw, I always put around my mama's birthday, say, honor your mother, slide. your mother slap. Your mother slap on your father. So that's where I get that from. You always shit on your mother, no matter what.
Man, my mom was not there.
Right.
She gave you life.
But that day,
And they go there.
that's right.
My brother, who's spending life in prison right now, no matter what took place, he knew my mom was not on the greatest of terms before he got locked up. The first person he called when
Mama? Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I know he regrets to this day not listening to her.
Most definitely.
The one person I always respect the person that's gone through and had so much adversity in life. And my mom has been through so much. Being molested. I'm a product of my mom being molested. My older sister's a product of my mom being molested. 12 years old.
Right.
So I can sit up here and say, well, you
That's a different color right now.
you never been a part of my life. You never done that for me. I can give her all of that, but I gotta understand how she got to the point to where she couldn't do
But
it.
she did.
That's damage.
And the thing about them being your parent, like I was taught, like, you never judge your parents, because it's never your place. You may not understand one thing from my mom and dad, but I never asked my mom why they did anything they did. Because I understood that wasn't my place.
In my mind, you might question it.
Yeah, you do not. I asked in my mind, I never came out and said it.
Okay, I
It
know.
was like, to me, it's like,
You got to reveal it.
yeah, and then the audacity, like, you would never be in their shoes.
Yeah.
Like, you would never be their parent.
Based on what they
Yeah. So I'm always sitting there. So I never asked my mom and dad the same way we raising my son now. A lot of stuff he don't get none. When he get older, he may get it. But a certain stuff, you're not gonna be able to ask him because you're not qualified. Like, I'm your father, you're not mine. Now you may not like the stuff I did. Like my dad told me, you think I did so bad, but yeah, kids, you do better. I ain't got a problem with that. You learn that way. But it's not my job for me to explain really nothing to you why I raised you the way I did.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You just learn from it and do better. But like, you know what I mean? I would never judge. That's why I tell you never judge a parent. They brought you into the world.
I tell my children, I tell them, little girls and boys, the evolution of a child is to fear, which will transition into respect.
Yeah.
If I fear you in the beginning, I feared my mom, I feared my grandfather, I didn't want to, get in trouble with the work or whatever the case may be. I had enough fear for you that transitioned to respect when I got to the point where I felt like I could tell you if I wanted to. But I got enough respect for you. And I feel like somewhere in between that fear and that respect is where this generation has got lost.
They don't have it.
They don't fear it, and it never transitioned to the having respect for the adult. So we got to find out that transition, that gap that did not take place, and see if we can go in there and modify that. And that is where we need to strategize and motivate. Once we get something down solid, then maybe we'll mobilize the next generation and let them know that it's okay to fear, and then transition them to respect. And that respect will go a long ways to police officers, to other
It'll transfer everywhere, not like.
Because you got that now they know that they got somebody that's speaking for them.
Like fear keeps anything in control. Like before we get out there, like there's no rule. Like everything that you respect in life, it's nothing you respect that you don't have a fear of. It's just like it's just competition. If you respect your opponent, if you truly respect him, you may not be scared of him, but you know that he's to you. Me and him getting in the ring right now, boxing, I know he can fight. I would be lying to say I don't respect him, but I know he got the capability to knock me out. That right there alone is gonna make me respect him. And that, you know what it's also gonna do? It's gonna make me not play with it. It's gonna make me be the best way I can, because I know if I play around, I get dropped. That's still a form of that. That's how you feel respect. The new kids, to them, they think respect is something to play with. Like to them, it's like, well, I don't know you, so I don't got respect you. The new generation, they don't like that gap. It's missing. Like it's kind of like being a king and a prince. To them, it's like, well, I'm the king now, so the hell with everybody before. Like you hear somebody say, I heard a guy early in the league, like 18, like, I don't see what life is about Jordan. LeBron way better. Now. Seen Jordan play. He did. But it's not even about comparing. It's just that you can tell when people make statements like that, you can tell that they don't know. It's like they don't appreciate who laid the groundwork for them. It's like when they say, ain't nothing new up under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Without Jordan, you don't have it.
That's right.
That alone should cut the comparison.
That's the stuff.
Because as good as LeBron is, he watched Jordan. Just like every time you hear Jordan talk, he always big on Dr. J. No matter if you think he better, he got something from Dr. J. He maybe wasn't Dr. J, but if I'm sitting back watching Bussey do something and you do it first, if I don't watch you do it for so long and then I do it better than you, how can I not give you your flowers? I got something from you to do it like you learn. That's why Kobe and asked him about Jordan would never say better than Jordan. Because that's his format. How you gonna not give somebody flowers that you had a stepping stone on? You hear Kyrie ask by eyes, he never say he watched eyes. His crossover should be better. You learned from somebody, you watched somebody else do one, that was the first one you see do. So you hope, but that's how you improve. The new generation, they just don't know the difference between paying homage and bowing down. Bowing down, like paying homage is not bowing down. It's pretty much saying, yeah, I'm the king now. I could be the king now, but if he was king before me, I'm gonna pull this man's chair and let him sit down. He may not be the king now, but he's still royalty because I respect on his name. He was the king before me. Like, but that's how you pick. That's what kids these days don't know. They don't know yes man, no man. A woman, an old lady walking, they don't know to open the door for her. You know what I mean? Like little simple stuff like that. They're not taught that. They ain't taught.
When I've learned, when I've seen, great kids too.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of times we harp on the kids being so bad, disrespectful.
That's good.
That's good like that.
Oh, yeah.
You got some ones that really believe that they can go out and achieve so much. You know what I mean? And given the opportunity, they will. You may look at your next mayor, your next city council person, your next inventor, entrepreneur. I believe the city, especially the city that also just from what I've seen being out there, I feel like it's going to go to higher heights in terms of the kids. We got a great generation coming up. If they can only use all the tools that they have around them. Social media is a great platform because what it took us months and months to be able to
5 minutes.
5 minutes, man, they're just gonna have 10,000 people ready to do this, or go protest this, or go open up this, to come to this restaurant and get that, and patronize that restaurant. We just got to maybe
Manipulate.
put them in ways where the mindset is different and they can achieve so much more with what they have. But we got so many good kids, man. We got a lot of respect for kids out there too. It's just those ones and twos that see certain things. We got to do a better job of maybe not so much highlighting on the bad. And praising the good. Because when we take so much away from the ones that are doing it, it's the point where they say, well,
What about it?
yeah, we're going to get some regular.
Be back. Yeah, I was telling him that it's not a requirement, but you're gonna discipline your child, they get in trouble.
Right.
They don't go consequences. So I always try to, like my daughter, she got a junior band club on 15 induction, and she walking around every day. Daddy, you coming to my induction? I said induction. She said my induction ceremony. So you get inducted to the Hall of Fame? You know, I think induction. You get enshrined. So she inducted to the junior band club, so she's really excited about it. So I always believe in, like I said, I always pray to them, because I usually celebrate victory.
Yeah.
I always pray to them when they do, but now it's not a requirement because it's my expectation of you.
And see, your child just being a part of the big group.
That's different.
We don't hear that.
Yeah,
We don't hear that in our culture, we don't hear that in our community.
And if you do, they just, okay, what you were saying? Like,
We gotta find a way to make those things.
you got the broadcast that.
The debate club.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity in school, but kind of get overlooked when it comes to football, basketball, and all these other things. We got to get our children actively involved into extracurricular activities that will prolong them to be more successful. You know, when you have debate club, that's one big thing when it comes to politics, or if you want to be a lawyer.
That's on a life period. I mean, you learn to converse too.
Give you an opportunity to know how to fight with your words opposed to with your hand. So just a beta club, and just to hear that your daughter part of the beta club, man, that's big time, and man, just keep working to do better, to not want to give up on it, because sometimes you don't get a lot of recognition for those type things.
That's right, though, bro. You might not be so bad out there. You might see Good about it. I was listening to you earlier. You was talking about how you went to the meeting and it was ready to mobilize prior to having a strategy in place. So you saying we ain't just gonna go out and do something. We need to come up with a plan and execute. So what do you think? What do you feel the plan need to be? And in what ways people need to execute?
When it comes to,
When you come to that, like you said, you at the meeting with
kids,
the kids, and whatever.
my first thing would be is to, let's hear from the kids, as adults, we can always have well, media, well, back in the day,
Yeah.
what was the whole other generation now?
So I want to hear you.
So I want to hear your story. How did you get to this place? What is it that we can do that's reality wise that can help fix the issue? You'll be amazed at some of these stories that these kids have that may be even worse than mine, growing up and not having parents and being railroaded or in the foster parent system or whatever the case may be, whatever it is. These kids have different stories, and we need to be able to hear their stories, and then let's find out what resources, because there's so many resources out there that these kids can benefit from. But these kids are in a tough situation, man. Because the grandparents are the ones that's raising them. The parents may be strong out, whatever the kids may be. The grandparents are the ones that raising these kids, but they don't have the strength or the enthusiasm to even want to take on that responsibility.
They raise them.
Right. So now it's like, do I let the system? Do I let them go in the system, or do I hold on to them? And most times you don't hold on to them.
Right.
You don't want to see them in the system, but when you sleep, you don't know what they're doing.
Dang,
You don't know
yeah.
what street people run out of. So some of these kids are just wild because they have no supervision, no structure,
They got no guy.
no guidance, and they'll tell you that, but you got to listen to them first. So my first thing that I would do is, town meetings are always something that I'm advocating for, whether it be on the political side or whether it be for the children. Let's get these children in one set location. Let's feed them, but let's hear them out too. Let's put them on the platform, give them the mic, and let's let the adults sit back and listen.
Yeah, because they're in a different world, man. It's
So with that being said, it's it for me now, because I'm interested in that. And I've been really talking to a few people about something similar to that, where we hear the children's voices and see all ages and all, what exactly is that you feel like you're facing every day. And like I was telling you earlier, that when you got somebody like a Bussey or Aaron Hall or whoever you got that willing to get in front and so now I say let's recruit us a team.
That's what it's really on.
Yeah.
So that night,
I see Richard Wilson. These two guys are politicians now. Yeah.
the only thing the one thing that I would say is when we left that, everybody had signed. Email was there, everybody
I ain't
had
heard from them.
it should have been right then and there. Let's create a team. And like you said, Tim may be at the top, and then you got two that they, and it just starts spearheading the people that you can contact. That when the parent or child is having a problem. So my thing is, let's just get a team together. And then from there, let's strategize. Let that team strategize, then we go and mobilize. But it's easy stuff that we can do. That some stuff don't even cost money. It's just get into a place. We make it way more
Harder
hard.
than what it is.
Yeah, and that's only because we got our cherry moves.
That's right.
It only gets harder if you got our cherry moves.
That's right.
If I know that it's election season and I'm trying to get
Campaign.
what I'm saying, I gotta make sure I do this and make sure I include this so I can look good and blah, blah, blah. But all of this can be done in a matter of days. Putting a team together, getting numbers, putting people in charge, and it can be just like the soul patrol. There's an issue. There's an issue. That parent got to follow their child. There's nothing more for them to call this organization and Tim, Kevin, anybody coming up, and we go out and we go out and try to talk to the child before it gets to the point where the police is called and they get into a system. Some of the stuff is easy, but again, if you're not going to be all the way
invested, yeah.
don't get started. And it's not a bad thing. And that's one thing I want people to understand. It's not a bad thing if you don't get involved, because you may have things going on at your house and you may take the time to get away from this to get over here. So just know what you can do and what you can do.
and be true to it.
Be true to it. Because it's not going to do no harm.
Yeah.
I believe that we got a lot of great people in this city, man. A lot of great men. I know men do not get enough credit in this city. There's a lot of great men on both sides, black and white, that really care about the city and care about the youth. It's just we just need somebody that can be that in that dry bone area that can connect these bones together.
That's right.
And once we get connected, I'm telling you, we gonna see
Gotta be you then.
we're gonna see a lot of things change. And honestly, to be completely honest with you, I think my calling has changed. I thought my calling was politics. It may very well still be, but I think my calling is to be able to serve. And I think I get more joy out of seeing a smile on the child's face when they have gotten to a place where they wanted to be, where they found that love, they found that big brother, big sister. You know, that's my joy. I can sleep well at night knowing those type of things, but when I can get a homeless person on the street, you know, just to have a title as mayor or city council, those are the titles. I can still do the job without the title. I still do the job without the title. So I think that's what my joy is coming from, man, is just being able to connect.
You've been a servant. You've been a servant. So yeah, that's been I think anytime you got people that's like us, that got the mindset that we got, that want to see, and like it ain't nothing, ain't no motive for me. Like ain't no reason for me. I don't have to be. I could be. You feel me? We all of us. Even with you being in politics and you having the opportunity to run for certain seats and all that, and you got people like me saying shit. I think you know it was when you was running last time, and they were like. You know, you don't know why Bussey, you trying to get in the way, and whatever they were saying. I was saying, you know, it's a new day now. You feel me? Sometimes we got to.
You know, they were right. You know, in hindsight, you see things from a different angle, different perspective in hindsight. I didn't see it in the moment. In the moment, I was only focused on
Winning.
not so much winning. I was just so really be impactful and say, you know what, I know what this title can give me, and it gives me the opportunity to be a voice for a city that I can now raise up and do certain things, advocate for this vision, bring this vision, and things of that nature. But they were absolutely right. I took away an opportunity because of being selfish.
Mr. Rice.
So much.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I believe in all of the policies and all of this is legislative moves and things that they want to make, but I didn't see the big picture. And so in hindsight, more than likely I did split the vote.
No, definitely split the
But I split the vote in a way that they don't understand. I split the vote, well, I'm not even saying split the vote. I went out and advocated to people that never wanted to see or be in politics or vote. That's where my
You were speaking for the voices. Yeah.
So Mr. Wright was speaking for the people that he let out. So with my help and with him combined, we could have took that seat. Whoever took on that reign, but I was really just not looking at the bigger picture, and I wish I would have sat back and thought about it. And there was a point in that time where people don't know is that we all had a conversation, kind of middle of the election season. And it was supposed to be Mr. Wright was supposed to go into there. I was going to step down from running for mayor, but run for the at-large seat. But in that at-large seat, there was about 4 or 5 people running for this, which would and some of them didn't step down my platform either. So it was almost as if I'm going to step back, and I'm not going to be able to run for anything, but I'm going to give him the seat for that. And I thought about it like, I've been letting so many people down.
That's right.
And so I decided to keep going. And unfortunately, neither one of us were victorious. But those same people that went off into the runoff between him and Scott James, that was an opportunity right then and there. Didn't have anything to do with any of this. But come back out. But the thing was, I can't tell whatever 1,100 people that voted for me to go out there and vote for
Mr. Rice.
Mr. Rice, because that's one of those psychological things they got to say, hey, I see something good in him, or I see. And I can promise them that whatever it is,
Because obviously they were voting for you, so they didn't want to vote for him in the first place.
but I was going to fight for something different.
Different, yeah.
And, you know, it's bigger than just one black person in a sense.
See, yeah.
But we do have to have somebody that can advocate for us as being a minority of this county.
The county, right? But we ain't minority in the city.
Not in the city.
That's right.
40, I think we 51, 48, something like that.
That's right.
So we definitely are a majority in the city, but there's a lot of mistakes that we made, a lot of things that I wish I would have done different. And I know what to do next time. I always tell everybody, be very careful of the person that is off the race. They don't know how to win the race. So, but a lot of mistakes were made, and I just wish that people would realize, opposed to trying to criticize and be cruel and tear up another person's. I don't see anybody coming after me. Jay's in his generation and Kevin is in his generation. Who else is even going to run for these positions? Because it takes time. It takes away from your livelihood. You see Obama when he got in there, he was
Turn great.
Politics will make you old because you stress all day. It's nothing but toxins going inside your body that's just killing you slowly because you have a caring world about everything. And so politics is not fun, but it is rewarding when you see the things that you're fighting for come to pass. So, but I would like to see more people get involved into politics. I'd love to see more people get involved into the community. The town hall meetings, not the town hall meetings, the city hall meetings.
City council.
And I wish that the city council would do more town hall meetings to hear from their constituents that will give an opportunity for you to know what you need to go fight for. Because it's not about you if you win that race, it's about the people that you're supposed to serve. But how would you know what the people want? If you ain't never people. So have those town hall meetings. And so right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably more upset than all the city council members, black or white, no matter if they've been there short term or long term. I'm mad because COVID gave you an opportunity to have town hall meetings virtually. I didn't see one. No. So you still don't know what your people are fighting for. Then we come out of COVID, and then we come into the place now, and I still feel town hall meetings. As a city council person, I think that you gotta take the fight to the people. If they're not going to the city hall for the meeting, we'll take it to them. And so now I will say Eric Howard, he's probably one of the ones that I stand up and I applaud daily because I see him make every effort to do town hall meetings and two people show up. So he has to get more involved with his community, or his community got to come out and be more involved with him. But I have seen him do his town hall meetings, and he try to offer food. He try to do everything he can to bring out his people within this community so he can hear from them, good or bad, to know what he needs to do. But we need that all over on all city districts of the city. That way we can know what the city is. Because I think food about us is finding identity. We don't know who we are. We want to be this retirement community. That's why we don't see a lot of things coming up.
We want to be trying.
Right. Bringing certain businesses and offer certain jobs and give these people a great way of life. And in 2022, I don't think it should be nobody working 2 to 3 jobs to try to put food on the table. Because if you're working 2 to 3 jobs, who watching your kids? And now you want to right. So now you want to run your kids, and while we have an issue on Ponderosa and
So we
got a lot of work to be done, man. But I do think that we build for it. It's gentlemen like us and platforms like this right here, man, that gives us an opportunity to get the word out there that there are men and women, people in this community that care, and we want to see this place thrive like every other city that's around us. I know we can do it, man. We just gotta.
Definitely gotta be a part to the list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for recognizing the platform. We started on the phone and just had content for all your issues. But we were still pushing the word and trying to be consistent with it. So we're going to keep this thing going. But for you, you got to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
I'll tell you when I'm there.
Once you back, and we need to run that black.
Don't run it back, bro. You definitely going to get this word out to the people. Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to give you a flower right here. Through all the things you said you went through, you still end up coming out being successful. So we definitely got to touch them. You can't mention my mom, we definitely got to touch them. And I'm with it. Whoever the team is, whoever the phone, whoever you get with,
What's up, man?
give me a roller, I'm a player. That's how I feel. You feel me?
That's it. So, make sure y'all, my baby new book is out. I gotta make sure I advertise that. It's the new book. It's part 2. This part 2 to the last book. So y'all make sure y'all check that out, man. New book, God, I get it. It's an elephant in the room. Y'all make sure y'all check that out, man.
It's number 2, right?
It's number 2 right here.
Shout out to your daughter, too.
Yeah, proud father, man. I'm one of them guys that they said that was like you, like, what kind of father would he be? You feel me? Here we go. I got 3 college graduates, you feel me? A military son. Hey, man,
It's
I made it.
all, they got everything in them that's already in you.
That's right.
They're gonna keep giving, man. I'm probably see that in the stores.
We're gonna have them bars, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Get my Starbucks.
Yeah, you feel me?
Get here reading with my, you know.
All right, y'all. It's been another episode, man.
It's free.
Hey.